Unmute. Do we got it? There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, the first part of this is going to be muted. We did go through the whole intro. We're not going to go through it again. All right. So, yeah, follow, rate, and review. Follow on all major podcast platforms. Give us a rating. Dan, what's our rating?
5-star party.
5-star party. And then shoot us a review. It's your chance to be creative. Give us a rating. Doesn't matter what it is. Just give us a rating. It's not that hard. And then listener support. We don't need to go into that in this episode.
No. Donate to the podcast. You might be a guest on the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
So, hey, there he is.
Yeah, they're really cheap, so it works.
Dan hit our begging quota early in the podcast. And then, as always, guys, we are a part of the Hop Network. Hop Network is an ever-growing group of independent beer podcasts. Check out all the podcasts on the network at www.hoptopnetwork.com. And I just want to get this out of the way in the beginning of the podcast because that's when most of you scumbags listen to the podcast and they turn it off later. I'm doing a fundraiser for St. Jude's, playing a bunch of golf in August. All proceeds go to St. Jude's.
So you're doing how many holes?
72.
72
holes in August.
So how many rounds of golf is that for a month?
4
rounds?
Yeah, 4 rounds.
Nice.
So I'll be documenting everything, and then just raising money for a great charity. St. Jude's is the best charity out there. In my mind, this guy's opinion. But yeah, I'll put the link back in our Instagram, our social media somehow. It's on all my personal stuff. So if you follow that, it's there.
What's your handicap?
13. I'm up from 16. All right, everybody, let's get our guests in here. We'll start off with our listener support guest here.
Special guest.
It's the podcast #1 supporting horror troll, and he's also the host of the Stabby Stabby Podcast, which can be listened to every Monday. New episodes every Monday. Greg Sharp.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Thanks you
for having me.
Yes, this is this is a first for us, I think. First
listener support on the podcast.
Yeah.
We decided he was the first person to donate to the podcast, so we decided to have him on.
Yeah, and if you give them $20, they'll let you come sweat with them outside. It's nice.
At $25, we'll let you do anything.
Yeah,
no holds barred.
Yeah, Greg's got a serious spotlight on him. He looks great. Can we turn that over to Richie too? Because he's starting to get real dark.
Getting real dark.
Yeah, I should have been in that.
I don't know if it's that killer like Miami tan he's going on, but I couldn't see him.
I'm still pasty.
I'll do a little scooch so you can get up in here. All right. So the real reason that we're here, the reason we're out on the Victory rooftop, we are joined by just a big pile of jet setting, party loving, concept brewing, bachelor living, classy Philly trash.
Yeah, that perfectly describes me.
It took him all night to write that.
You don't know how long I was just like, how many more descriptions of Richie can I fit in here? He is the brewer, the head brewer here at Victory Philly. He's brewing hopefully the beers that you're drinking. You got 4 taps on tonight?
3 taps on right now.
3 taps on?
4 tomorrow.
So Victory Philly does do specific taps. Beers brewed only in Philly, only available in Philly. So we're joined by head brewer here at Philly, Richie Tevlin.
Hey, Richie!
Welcome back. We're fully in the swing of summer now.
We'll put an applause in there.
Yeah, the last time we were here, you probably don't remember because nobody paid attention, but we were here with Bill Kovalevsky, which, shining achievement in my life. But
it's a nice bucket list for the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we were here last time and the rooftop wasn't open. So now we're here and we were like, I feel like a couple months ago, right? We were like,
I think you guys came on right before we opened it.
Yeah, and then we were like, let's do one on the rooftop. We got to do one of these on the rooftop.
We just said it in passing, didn't really think much of it. And then Richie reached out to, I'm trying to get that on the calendar. When do you guys want to do it? I was like, what? That's for real?
I'm going to Miami next week. If you guys could solidify a date, please. All right, so we're going to be drinking. Some of Richie's beers. Some of the Philly specific. I was going to say Philly Pacific, but mark it down, Dan. I am garbage.
Yeah, so we got 7 beers tonight. So,
Philly Central.
like I said to you
Yeah.
guys, I'm trying to get you guys as drunk as possible.
All right. As we bob and weave our way home. If anybody's listening on
We're using
76,
it well.
please,
I mean, apparently there's some Airbnbs above this brewery, so we might be taking advantage of them.
all right. So, Richie, what's the first beer we're cracking here?
All right, so this first beer is a Good Limes Lager. So it's a lime rice lager. So I got the tasting notes here if you want to
Yeah,
read them
for
off.
sure.
All right, so true summertime crusher, a clean, crisp, and light-bodied rice lager flavored with lime that would take your mind to paradise.
Oh,
So 4% rice lager and then flavored with lime.
all right.
Awesome.
Let's get into it, boys. Slancha.
Cheers. 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 Now the Mexican lager is basically like the American lager with just lime added to it.
Yeah, so this isn't a Mexican lager. So Mexican lager would be more like corn or just basic Pilsner. So this is the base of
I
this.
believe it's maize.
Maize.
Yeah.
Yes, the base of this was just a clean rice lager, and
Okay.
then we can do with it what we want from there. So then, we can flavor it with lime. I'm gonna brew it again next week. I'm gonna make an orange lager, and then make a mango. So it'll be like icy mango, Bud Light orange.
Okay. I like it. You're the Victory Ritas.
Yes, exactly. All the flavors.
So is that the reason you did the rice over the Mexican style?
Yeah, I mean, I like rice lagers. One, I think rice lagers are kind of coming into their own right now, so I wanted to try one out, see if I could do it. And then also, I just love the lime lagers. So
Yeah, I mean they really are coming in their own. They're buying Stone Brewery.
Yes.
And
well, you know what I'm saying, like on the craft side.
yeah. I mean, I love a good rice lager when it's done well. I mean, whenever I see a Sapporo, I'm ordering it. I mean, it's like the quintessential rice lager.
Totally
Yeah,
has
and
that,
4%, like up here on the rooftop. This is the beer for the rooftop.
yeah, it just has such a nice, like, characteristically, like, clean finish to it. Just like a little hint of that, like, little bit of like, I always call it like a little sulfur from the rice, but it's just like a great taste to like go with the clean like finish on it.
Yeah,
Gives it like a little snap.
yeah, and there's a little hint of salt in there as well.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of lime, so this really speaks to me. I love that the lime's coming through.
Kind of goes
so
with
well.
your Bud Light lime addiction, right?
Yes,
here.
yeah. I mean, that is the true beach beer, is Bud Light Lime, Slimers, as we've termed them.
This is getting you all like South Jersey transformed right now.
Yeah.
Are you wearing sandals with socks right now?
I may be. Nobody look at my feet. So the lime shines through really well in this. I mean, it's big citrus punch in the face.
And I like the way it looks too. So like when you hold it up, it's like perfectly bright. It's nice and light. Doesn't have like that pale straw yellow. It's kind of more. You can tell it's a rice lager as opposed to just a Pilsner.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think of this, Greg?
I love how it is very lagery right on like immediately, and then the lime just kind of slides in. It's so good.
Thank you.
Nice little like tart finish on it
Yeah.
from the lime. Yeah.
Yeah, this is this might be one that would, if I could get it in like a case of like pounders or something, this would be.
So when we
We're
put
doing a live show and you're gonna burp like that.
this was the first beer that we did a release party for. So we made the beer and then we said it was going to come out on a certain date. Normally I'm just making the beer and then it just comes out whenever it's ready. So I sat up here on the roof and I drank 7 of them. So felt great.
Quality assurance.
Yes.
I just want to drink this on the beach. Like this one, I want this to be my new beach beer. Like, that's all I drink. Like every time I pick something to drink on the beach, it's always like lime centric.
Yeah, I think this beer hydrates you actually.
Oh, okay. I like that hydrating. You put a little
It's
liquid
like
IV
low enough
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Electrolytes.
Yeah. The adjunct is
It's the
liquid IV.
electrolytes in the rice lager.
There's a little bit of salt in there.
Yeah.
I like it. So last time, like we mentioned, last time we were here, we were not privy to the rooftop because it wasn't open yet. How's it been being here with the rooftop open?
It's awesome.
It's definitely a party up here.
Definitely. Like City Sips tomorrow night's gonna be crazy. It's like every Wednesday, everyone comes down from their office buildings and it's nuts here for about 2.5 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never heard of City Sips. It's like kind of like a happy hour, like a citywide happy hour.
It's like a citywide happy hour. Everyone in the city goes down the beach on the weekends. So some people got together, and then on Wednesdays, everyone comes out and they have like drink deals all over the city.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're not actually officially part of Sips because you have to sell Michelob as part of it. We do not sell Michelob here. So we're just like a rooftop bar in Center City. Our beer's pretty cheap anyway, so people are just coming here without the deals.
I was told that Michelob was going to be here. Which did you lie to me, Dan, to get me here?
I did. I knew you were on that low-cal diet.
And
I was like, don't worry, Tom. There's going to be Michelob there.
You know I'm an ultra guy.
Can you just brew like a Michelob kind of style and just call it like Mickleback?
Oh,
I didn't think about that.
I
Maybe
like
next
that.
year.
yeah, Mickleback.
Yeah.
Yeah, just call it like Michael Loeb or something.
Yeah. Michelob super ultra.
Michael Loeb. Ultra.
So I feel like we got to get like you guys got to do some kind of like citywide here. You guys got to do like a shot and a beer kind of.
Yeah, so we do. I mean, we do sell liquor here. I'm not sure how many shots we sell, but I mean, I do like that idea. We had that. I think last time you guys came on, you guys had that strong lager. Now
Yeah,
we're
that's a good.
perfect for
Yeah,
that.
that's a good.
I think
one.
the strong lager would be a good addition for
Yeah.
for the citywide.
I mean, the perfect citywide is a banquet beer and a bottom shelf whiskey.
For sure.
And
And you could even drink this beer with this and a shot of tequila or something.
I like that. Shot and a beer. Do this.
Can somebody Google citywide in Spanish? I'm going to just call it that. Ciudad. El Ciudad.
Yeah, I'm not that well versed on.
Oh, you didn't finish your Duolingo lessons?
No.
Oh, come on. You spent so many hours on the toilet learning Spanish with Duolingo. That's all you talk to me about.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
know.
I'm just going to sit on the toilet. Every time I sit on the toilet, I'm going to learn Spanish.
Didn't stick.
It didn't stick.
Didn't stick.
It didn't stick.
Didn't stick.
That's the only thing that didn't stick when you're on the toilet.
So yeah, I mean, this is super refreshing. Definitely got the hint of salt in there.
I wouldn't consider this a brewer's beer. This is more of a going out and just crushing 7 or 8 of these
I don't know. I
in
mean,
the sun.
Yeah.
brewers have some real like low class taste.
You're right.
You brought the citywide out there too. I was gonna say, would you call a citywide would you call that low class or like a shot in a beer? What would you call that?
That's just a great deal.
It's just a great deal. That's what I
Yeah.
call it. People go like, citywide. I'm like, oh, come on, it's great.
Yeah, cost efficiency is not
Yeah, I
low
know.
class.
We're living in a time of 9.11%. Where inflation is at 9.1. I mean, it's stupid. It's irresponsible to not get a citywide.
Yeah,
at
like a
this
little
point.
Southern tier whiskey. Choose one of your beers you have on draft, and preferably the strong lager when it comes back. I feel like you guys need to do like a 1776 citywide.
For sure. We got fest beer out now, so do that.
Oh, a fest beer citywide.
Yeah. that'll work.
I'd be down for that.
I like that. Little pumpkin spice whiskey.
Yeah, but I feel like the citywide's got to come in a can
The
though.
spice whiskeys we do have are very drinkable. They're dangerous. We can
Okay.
do that and some pumpkin.
I do feel like it has to be a can though for the citywide.
Oh, that's right. You guys have Southern
Some
Tier, so you got
pounder cans?
pumpkin.
Yeah.
I like that. We're working on it.
Great
we're,
ideas.
We're the
Spitballing.
We're just spitballing here. We're hoping
Yeah.
Bill is listening for this. Hopefully, Bill Kovaleski is just on Twitch right now, watching someone play Call of Duty while he's chilling, watching the podcast.
All right, so I think we have 7 beers to get through. I think before we get into the next beer, should we kick off our
Kick off our game.
our little game we have going here? So we want to do kind of like a spin-off of the Are You Garbage podcast.
I know we're in Philly. We figured we'd pay homage to one of our favorite, I guess. I would call it a Philly centric. It's
Yeah.
not Philly. I mean, they don't record in Philly, but they're 2 Philly comedians. So.
Yeah. So we wanted to figure out, what is classy and what's trashy drinking.
Yeah, classy drinker versus trashy drinker. Like,
Yeah.
To see which one do you fall into based on a couple of questions that we're going to do tonight.
Yeah, I have the feeling I'm going to end up on the wrong side of this.
I know. I feel like I'm going to, as soon as I start making hash marks, it's just going to look, I'm going to fill up this tablet right now.
So I think the one we came up we could start off with is the box wine.
Yeah, I feel like the box wine question should be the first one.
Yeah, I think that's a great measuring stick.
Because I feel like the box wine could go either way, classy or trashy, based on how you use it.
So
Box wine might be just trashy altogether, but
is it?
I was going to say
Are there different levels
Jay-Z
of
has a
trashy?
box wine.
Yeah, Almondale.
I was going to say Jay-Z's got a box wine. So
no idea.
So if you're if you're presented with a box of wine, how are you drinking it? Are you drinking it straight from the?
Ripping that box open as quickly as possible.
Okay.
All right, Richie. So you are ripping the box open.
Ripping
Okay.
the box open.
You're getting right to the
Of
bladder.
course. I mean, you have to get to the tap. You rip the box open. Are you saying that you're ripping the entire box open and taking the entire bladder out?
I guess I am.
Now,
It's not a good look here, guys. Head brewer right here. Victory Philly.
now, do you
Pulling the bladder out of the Franzia.
when you go straight for the bladder? Are you just pouring it from the tap, or are you giving it a little something before
Do you get a little something before you hit the tap?
I guess it depends which kind.
It's, I mean, quintessential
Rosé.
Franzia.
I feel like what Tom is trying to ask. Do you slap the bag?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Do you abuse it before you use it?
Yes.
Okay. That's
warm it
trash. It's trash. But I think
Have you pulled it out? You pulled the Franzia out.
100%. Yeah. You've witnessed me doing it.
I've seen you do it. I myself have not done it.
But are you? So if I gave you a box of wine right now, are you just drinking it straight? You know, are you pouring it into a glass? You pouring it into a red Solo cup?
I think logistically, I'm gonna have to put it in the fridge to make it easier to pour. Like, how are you have the bag?
Yeah, right.
How are you holding this bag to pour it every time you want to drink it?
By one of the corners.
Okay, one of the corners.
You hold it up like you're grabbing like a chicken that you're about to slaughter.
Okay.
And
See,
you-
I don't know. I feel like logistically, it just fits in the fridge, and I can just go in, grab some. I mean, unless you're tying it around your like shoulder, maybe. With,
Like, you put it on like an IV bag holder so you can walk around with it.
Oh. See, class, extra trash.
Well, and the nice thing about box wine, and I've said this to every friend I've ever had, when you're done with it, you blow that bad boy back up, and that's a pillow.
Oh, I like that. It's like a travel
All right,
pillow.
all right, so-
Oh, okay. I like that.
I've never got done a bag of wine and had the wherewithal to make a pillow for myself.
Well,
He's like a trash Boy Scout over here.
it takes time. You learn, you get wisdom over the years.
It's the worst hangover I ever had was my freshman year at college. The first time I experienced boxed wine was the single worst hangover I ever had. That was the first time I opened up my eyes and it felt like somebody just David Akers punted me in the head.
I've never seen somebody drink so much boxed wine other than like Tom. I feel like every time we've done
It's a special
something
place in my
like
heart.
on vacations, you just for some reason Franzia comes out of some. I'm like, where'd you get that Franzia? And he's ripping it open. I'm just like, I'm not
It's
getting
easy
anywhere
to
near
hold
that.
the bag.
Have you seen the Fireball bags?
No.
What?
What?
They make Fireball.
That's a whole new level of trash right there. That's not a good look.
Are they like the they like the giant Capri Suns like they're making the wine now?
No, it literally looks like a Franzia bag.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
A
go down to,
Fireball? That's so
Yeah,
unnecessary.
you see them all around the Eagles tailgates.
Oh boy.
We got something from the chat here. A bike pump into the bladder to build up pressure and really get that fountain going.
Now we're talking about back pressure. We're bringing physics into this. It's
And carving it up.
That sounds classy to me.
I know.
Yeah,
I
not
feel like,
champagne. Champagne's classy.
I feel like where does trash and ingenuity like? Where's the thin gray?
so I think there's a line where champagne crosses from trashy to classy. So champagne, the image of champagne is classy, but when you're double fisting some $6 brute bottles and just taking them to the head, a little trashy.
I got one. Does your champagne have a plastic cork? Then it's trash.
Yeah,
you ever
I
had-
would agree with that.
Yeah, I would say you ever get the one where you're like you're trying to pull it out and then you realize it's a screw-in plastic cork.
That's why I don't drink wine.
All right, so
Let's get into our second beer.
let's get in next beer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Final thoughts on the rice lager, guys?
I loved it. That might be my favorite beer that Richie's ever brewed. You know me. I'm a fun-loving adjunct boy. So
I know you love everything marshmallow,
Yeah.
lactose. I mean, it's well documented on the podcast.
if my beer doesn't have lactic acid in it, then
I don't
it's
know.
not a beer to me.
I don't think that's the same thing.
All right, so our next beer is Dry Hop American Summer. It's an American Pilsner, so this is part of the Pilsners on the Parkway series. We're just making a base Pilsner and then hopping it with hops from different countries.
Okay.
So this time I chose America.
Okay.
So we did HBC 472 hops and Chinook hops, which don't seem like a likely pairing. But it came out, I think, really well. It has like notes of like lemongrass and dill pickle.
So why is that an unlikely pairing for like? I know I've had experience with Chinook, but what's the HBC? Tasting?
I mean, one, you don't see Chinook in lagers really.
Yeah.
Chinook's kind of like one of those C hops that you put in like IPAs and whatnot. It's like kind of
like the West Coast IPAs.
and even not even by itself. Like you normally pair Chinook with like Centennial or Cascade or something like that.
Yeah, all the C's.
Yep. And then the HBC 472 normally comes out like very like woody and oaky and kind of creamy. So I use it in a lot of my dark beers, but pairing them together, they like combined into this flavor that like I was not expecting at all because those hops alone don't taste lemongrassy or dill pickly.
I saw. We'll get
Did you
into
see
it, Dan. Yeah.
We'll bring that question up later. Dan, that is a great question from the stream. So.
I am surprised. I thought one of those hops would maybe taste like a talking can of mixed vegetables.
Yeah. So do you want to go into tasting notes on this?
Yes.
So tasting notes for this. I'm sorry.
I love how you have the paper.
That I printed from an email. Our latest in the Pilsner on the Parkway series, where we found an unlikely match between HBC 472 and Chinook hops, who hooked up down by the lake for a crushable and unfiltered Pilsner with notes of lemongrass and dill pickle.
I love it. I love all the references.
It's great. I feel like you had to wet hop it to just do the wet hop American style.
That would have been perfect, but I hate wet hop beers. So
I know wet hops are so hit or miss.
It's gross. It tastes like grass water.
Yeah, it's usually it's like it's like hit or miss. You either get a good one or you get like a salad.
We're getting some pours here, and then we're gonna get into a great.
Yeah, we're getting some good response here in the chat. We actually have a great question. I think there would be a good debate here, guys. So it's cheers.
Cheers.
Going around back.
Wow. All right.
There's no kids out here. You can say it.
So,
I
mean,
what do you guys think?
I think this is great.
It does not taste like a Pilsner, but
No.
the whole point of this is we're exploring different hops from different countries. So for the Winston Church Pils, I used UK Fuggle and East Kent Golding, which again, those hops we don't normally see those in a beer like a Pilsner, but together it has this like unique taste that's the whole point of the Pilsner is to showcase the hops.
Yeah, I feel like you almost made a Foder lager without Foder. Like it's got that oakiness to it. Almost reminds me of like a Foder lager a little bit.
Exactly, and it's not going to taste like a traditional German lager. That traditional German Pilsner. Like that's not the point of this. We're just using it as a base to showcase the other hops.
Super. It's super earthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Pilsner and a lot like it's definitely a Pilsner. It reminds me of like a Foder with that oakiness. I feel like you definitely hit the nail on the head. And there's like a subtle bitterness from, I guess, that Chinook a little bit. Just
it has a little bite to it.
A little bit, yeah, a little zip.
A little zip.
A little zip.
It's definitely it feels like it's like a fuller body. Definitely from the dry hop.
For sure, and this base Pilsner that I'm using is a fuller body Pilsner.
Okay. So we did have a great question come in here. I think we could
I'm putting it up
some
on the
time
stream
this.
right now. Yeah.
All right. So
it's a Fuck, Marry, Kill, Lager, IPA, and Pils.
You got to go with the brewer here.
Well,
and we have some answers in the chat too.
All right, we're gonna kill IPA. We're going to marry lager. Fuck those.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kill IPA. I am going to.
Of course you are. Of course you are. That's just.
I'm gonna
Tom staple there.
I'm gonna throw a little curveball here. I'm gonna marry Pilsner, but I'm gonna make sweet tender love to lager.
No, you got a fuck lager now, man. That was the last one.
I'm gonna deep tongue kiss lager.
Yeah, that's just no foreplay, just going right in, man. Just
now, only missionary looking in the eyes. Lights off though. Lights off. Always lights off. All right, Dan, what are you going with?
all right. So obviously, I do have a deep love for IPAs. I've been an IPA guy for over a decade.
It sounds like you're just setting him up to kill him.
No, I'm not going to kill him. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill Pilsner off. I'm going to kill Pilsner off right off the bat. I'm going to fuck the shit out of IPA, though. IPA is that crazy, that crazy that I like. But I'm going to marry lager because that's something that's a little more,
It's the lady you bring home to the family.
Yeah. Lager's what you bring home to the family, all right? You fuck IPA, but you bring lager home to the family.
Greg?
I'm going with Dan. I'm 100% gonna fuck IPA. Just like the beer, you can do anything you want with it, and it's still gonna be good. I'm gonna kill Pils. It's to me, it's the more boring of the styles, and I'm gonna marry lager because it's the steady one. It's even keel. It'll be good. It's never gonna blow your mind. That's why you got the IPA on the side.
I feel like both of you are like willing to like just lick IPA's butthole. Listen a little bit.
We'll
Just try.
Full Tower IPA later. Him and I are
what's the
just
next
gonna.
beer?
Yeah, come on over, IPA. We'll show you a good time.
So
IPA wants to party.
now, I mean, Victory Centric. I think it happened like last year when we were on the podcast.
Yeah.
There was the gas leak at Victory Kennett, fire.
Yeah, we had Levante was on. We were doing our live stream with Levante.
No, it wasn't live stream. It was with Jim Adams.
Yeah.
It was going down like as we were streaming. And now, what's up, man? We're the best friends podcast in the world. Thanks, man. So Victory Kennett is
we're making fans here, guys. We're doing it. We're hitting the big time.
We're Jesus Christ. So Victory Kennett's going to reopen in the fall.
Fuck you, Joe Rogan.
I'm not sure when it's going to open, but I would assume that it's probably going to open.
And the signs say fall 2022.
Signs
go.
don't lie.
I'm ready.
I mean, that's big news. I mean, having that Kennett Square. I didn't know if they were going to keep it or if they're just going to take a wash on it and say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool tap room, and it's been a staple for Victory for a while, so I think that.
Damn. I'm sorry, but man, we've got another fuck, marry, kill. These are just getting better every time. I feel like our classy, trashy drinker just got thrown away because these are great.
Our chat's trying to get Richie to walk off the podcast. All right. I think this throws a little bit more of a curveball into it.
I feel like this is going to be this one's gonna be good. All right. Fuck, marry, kill, part 2.
Let's hear it.
All right. We got sours, gosas, and wit beers. Fuck, marry, kill.
We keep saying things that are the same category. We got lagers and pilsners, and we got sours. And
I know
gosas.
but there's a little bit of difference.
The sour goes and what?
And wit beer.
We'll kill wit. It hurts my stomach. We'll fuck goes and marry sour.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. All right. The boy loves a sour monkey. I don't know what to tell
He
you.
does love a sour monkey.
Married to the brand.
Here at Victory. They love a sour monkey. In fact, they will marry it.
If you drink enough of them, you will.
So I would go kill sours, strictly because smoothie sours are in there, and whatever I can do to get rid of those trash beers, I will.
It's part of his platform for his presidency next year.
Yeah. I will. I think I'll fuck gosas, and I'll marry wit beers. I think wit beers go along the lines like that Pilsner. It's like, you know what you're going to get. They're steady. You know what you're coming home to at night. Gosas, I feel like
as the only married person here, I chose what I wanted to marry as what I like the most. And you guys are all saying that you want to marry the things that's steady and it just like doesn't give you any crap.
Here we are.
You read the room.
Oh man.
Yeah. Daniel.
Tom, we finally hit best friend territory. I'm gonna agree with you on that.
Okay.
Sours, just gonna kill those right off. Goses, that dirty, salty girl. That's a fun night, and when you're single. But that whip beer, always reliable, always refreshing. Doesn't hurt my stomach, Richie. I'm gonna marry that girl.
You know, the Goses could come at you a little too sour. They
Yeah,
come to you a little
yeah.
too salty. You never know.
You don't take Gosa home to mama, all right?
You just gotta get the right sour.
You don't know what you're going to get with a Gose.
Like salty, like Christina Aguilera salty.
Yeah.
You just look salty.
You look salty. Greg?
Yeah, I'm also going to marry the wit. She's a buttoned up, just a lovely woman.
She's a saint.
I'm taking that salty babe around back behind Walmart for just one night. And I'm gonna kill the sour. I don't need sass.
Behind Walmart. Oh, it goes in salty Walmart.
Oh, my God. All right. Final thoughts on the dry hopped American Summer.
I loved it. I'm a huge fan of the oakiness that comes from Coder lagers. So this combined with, you said you had like a slightly maltier grain bill for this than like your traditional pilsners that you do.
Yeah, so all of these have the same grain bill, but it is has slightly more body than normal.
More
Pilsner.
body, yeah. Definitely has more body to it. I like this. This kind of is a great, like, I would say summer into fall kind of lager for me, or pilsner. But I feel like it does have that Foder kind of taste to it. And I love that. So the oakiness from, and you said that came from the HBC?
Yeah, HBC, like it almost has like this like wood aged character to it.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Which I don't understand. I've never had another hop that has that. But
yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. It kind of reminded me almost like a session IPA, like a session pale ale.
So these are dry hopped,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean it's like sessionable.
Yeah.
Like it has that it has like a little bit of fuller body than you would expect on a pills. It has the hop characteristics in there. It's just like I said, it's reminds me a lot like a sessionable pale ale.
for sure.
I mean,
and technically these are Keller pills, not pilsners, but nobody knows what that is. So unfiltered pilsner.
Unfiltered, yeah.
All right, Greg.
Yeah, I dig it. I'm not a big Pilsner fan. I like hazy juice bumps, but this is really
since him
solid.
and I went behind the Walmart and killed Pilsner on our first
Yeah,
question.
seriously.
No, it's really. I can't speak much on beer, but I like it a lot, and you did a good job.
Thank you. And also, before we move on, I have to send out, I guess, a call of arms to all the listeners. I need to make a Japanese pilsner, but I cannot find Japanese hops anywhere. I have a cool concept for the name and everything, but I cannot find anybody that can supply me with Japanese hops. So if there's anybody out there that knows anybody,
Any hop dealers out there?
Yes.
Yo, listen
Do
up.
it.
I've reached out to like 20 different companies and nobody can help me out.
Mike from Root Down seems to have like a huge hop like connect, so maybe
I'll hit him
reach
up.
out to him.
All right. So what are we getting into next here?
Ooh, next we got Darkest Days.
We do have a final round of Fuck, Marry, Kill that is very victory centric. So after we pour these, we're gonna get into a very victory Fuck, Marry,
Are
Kill.
you
here.
going to make me kill a victory beer?
Oh man!
Maybe
Well,
you can slap it around a little
Not
bit.
only are we gonna make you kill one, we're gonna make you fuck one and marry one. So get ready.
You're gonna treat that beer like a bag of Franzia.
If you haven't already, we're gonna make you fuck a victory beer.
I think we need one more cup here. We're just gonna drink straight from the crowler. So we're gonna do this. The Richie's most hated segment that we've ever done on the podcast with his most favorite beer. So it's a great juxtaposition.
So this is the newest addition to the Victory Beers here in Philly.
So, no, this came on a week and a half ago.
Oh, a week and a half ago.
So this is a Schwarz beer, 6% Schwarz beer. We lagered it for 3 months. And then, so this has the HBC 472 hops in there. So I said I use it on all my dark beers.
Yeah.
So I'll just read the tasting notes. The darkest days come before the happiest hours. Not all summer beers look the same. This midnight black lager, cold conditioned for 3 months, might just be the most refreshing beer you've had all summer. Notes of espresso, oak, and cream.
Speaking of the darkest days, I haven't been able to see anything for the last like 40 minutes.
I don't know why you still have those on.
I'm pretty sure Andy Man's staring at me right now, but I'm not sure if it's him. It is him. Okay.
All right,
I can't tell. I'm sorry.
boys, sláinte.
Cheers. I am a huge fan of the Schwarz beer.
Yeah, I feel like this is really it's really speaking the podcast language.
Yeah, this is a podcast favorite style.
We're a multicast.
Yeah, we're a heavily multi-cast.
This is malty, but it's drinkable. Like it's a clean lager.
Yeah, you could tell that 90 days in the tank has definitely made it like crisp back end on it, but still has those nice like roasted kind of notes with the malt.
It
For
doesn't
sure.
have, it doesn't have that like malt flavor that sits on your palate. Like I feel like sometimes it like sits on the back of my tongue. This kind of just all flows together.
Yeah, it's mostly just Pilsner based malt, and then I use some Carafa 3 and some deep bittered black malt. So the Carafa 3 adds that espresso flavor, and then the deep bittered black just adds this like roasty character without any like acrid bitter like roasty character.
Yeah, the bitter kind of alkali that you get from like a roasted malt.
For sure.
Kind of
And it's still super light. Like, it's very crushable.
I like it also. So like when I'm walking around the tasting room, I like to see if people are drinking my beers. And because this is in the Willie Becker, the tall glass, it's a lager.
Yeah.
And it's dark, like I can point out across the tap room like who's drinking it.
I was gonna say you've been posting this heavily on the Instagram.
I mean, it looks
that's
beautiful.
why I mean it just looks great. So that's why I thought it was so. I'm like, man, it's been out for a week and a half, but I feel like I see it every time I go.
No, it's
to
like
your
every other
Instagram.
day. It's also what I'm drinking like after work. So
Okay, yeah, I'm following you and the
Yes.
the Victory Instagram, so I'm
Yeah.
getting like double teamed by
Yeah.
behind a
But
Walmart.
Jesus. So, I think like I feel like we've talked about it before in the podcast, but I feel like this is the kind of beer that we need to like educate our audience or novice beer drinkers on, because I feel like a lot of people will look at this and be like, no, it's
too heavy.
Too heavy. It's going to be a nice winter beer. But this is, it drinks like a lager. You know, it's smooth, it's light, it's crisp. It just has a big flavor profile that doesn't drink heavy. Like I felt like the dry hop pills had a fuller body than this, you know?
definitely, this is
Yeah.
lower body. It's like much crisper.
So, what is the ABV on this?
6.
All right, so this is a breakfast beer. This
Yes,
is,
yes,
great.
yes.
This is a nice breakfast beer.
So we had, I don't know if we talked about, we had Foreigner here on Sunday, and they were drinking the shit out of this. They kept calling it Schwarz beer.
All right, so
well,
they're big-
we were getting corrected by Levante because we kept saying Schwarz beer. And they're like,
Schwarz
and
beer.
Jim Adams was like, excuse me, it's Schwarz beer.
I'm sure that's how you actually pronounce it, but
Every time we said it, we're like, yeah, this is a really good Schwarz beer. He'd be like, Schwarz beer.
He kept saying like under his breath, he'd
Under
be like,
Schwarz
we'd
beer.
say Schwarz beer. He's like Schwarz beer.
yeah, I have the dumb American accent. I just pronounce everything wrong.
Yeah, it is a Schwarz beer.
Yeah.
We actually had a pretty good question come through before we get to the final round of FMK. Question for the brewer here: how do you balance audience taste versus your own interest? Does it ever get brutal brewing for people without your trained taste?
I think I'm a man of the people. I
feel
like
like-
beer.
I feel like you do have kind of a very eclectic approach to like the styles that you brew here. Like you do some hazy IPAs, you also do some lagers, and you kind of run the full gamut of styles, which I think
It's pretty much exclusively sours, lagers, and IPAs. That's kind of what our audience is drinking here.
Yeah.
But that's the type of beer I like. So that's what I'm making.
No, yeah, exactly. I feel like you're brewing styles, and you're brewing styles out here in Philly that I feel like are going to attract somebody here because you're just so eclectic with all of them.
For sure. And I've never been really a big fan of like these like brewer favorite beers, like what is it, like a barley wine, or like these like
Yeah.
very strong IPAs that are just super bitter. I
What,
was
like
never
the-
a fan of them.
Like the triple. No, I was gonna say the strong IPAs, like the triple
like
IPA.
the triple IPA.
I almost don't consider them like a brewer's favorite beer, because like when we talk to brewers about what beer they're drinking, it's always like they're like, oh, you know, I like a Coors.
When I don't,
You know,
I don't.
I got
mean-
High Life in the fridge.
I don't
Yeah.
mean brewers, like people that come up. Some people like come up to me and like they're trying to like show me how much they like beer, and like, so I don't understand how people like barley wines. To be honest,
It's tough.
It's an acquired taste.
It's
for
a tough.
sure.
It's a tough beer.
It's
for
like
me.
syrup or something.
I like maybe like an 8-ounce glass or something like really small, but like I don't see how people are taking like a whole like 22-ounce like bomber of barley wine into the face. That is yeah, like you said, syrupy. It's very like viscous.
Yeah, I like low ABV beers, so I feel like the beer that I like is also the beer that the people at our tap room like.
But you are kind of like what you mentioned with this beer. You're kind of while you're brewing, you brew in a fish tank, so you kind of peek out and see what people are drinking.
For sure, and I'm talking with the bartenders and the servers every day. So like I'm drinking these beers and tasting these beers, but I'm also drinking it and tasting it with them. So like I might be drinking this beer and like saying like I might need like 5 IBUs lower. I might need like the body's too high. But most people that are drinking beer, they just drinking like I like this, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to hear. I mean, that's my target audience. So like I could make this beer that's like the perfect beer, perfectly balanced. All these brewers come in, they like it. But at the end of the day, like, do customers like it? So,
but you are also the tap lines come right out of the bright tank for you.
Yeah.
So you get to see like if something kicks really quick.
For sure, and we have there's numbers to see how like barrels per week and everything.
Yeah.
So we know like what's selling, what's not selling.
So you have kind of like an in-depth overview of like what is selling, what beers you're brewing that are moving.
And also I think a lot of that is the branding, like the naming and the tasting notes. Like if I go in there and like go deep into like some hardcore brewing stuff, people just read it and just gloss right over. Like I don't care about this. Just tell me what it tastes like.
Those untapped Cicerones don't want to hear any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want the marshmallow. Man.
All of their badges tell them that they know you more than you do.
I'm sure they do.
All right, Dan, should we get into our final FMK?
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel like we have to go to the final round here. So we got a very victory-centric fuck, marry, kill right now.
Let's go.
So, guys, final round. Fuck, marry, kill. Golden Monkey, Dirt Wolf, and Hop Devil.
There's no way I can answer this.
Come on. Fuck, marry, kill. Golden Monkey, Dirt Wolf, Hop Devil.
Richie's moving to Utah and marrying all three.
I'm a pacifist, so I'm not going to kill anything.
FLDS over here.
I'll marry Golden Monkey and fuck Dirt Wolf.
Okay.
All right, so, and you're going to kill.
Read between the lines,
and you're killing Hop Devil?
I'm not killing anybody.
All right.
He's taking Hop Devil to the farm up north.
Yeah. Hop Devil ran away. So I would say I would marry Dirt Wolf. I would kill Hop Devil, and goddamn, Golden Monkey would be just a wild fuck.
Oh man, you don't marry that crazy fuck, but you remember it.
That's one of those eyes rolling in the back of your head kind of thing, like doll's eyes.
All right, Queenie. I like doll's eyes, all gray and lifeless, like.
Jesus Christ.
Tom, again, round 2, best friends.
You look like the end of a match of a mid 90s Undertaker.
Just a solid like a Vinegar Strokes from the movie The Ring. Dude, best friends again. Dirt Wolf. Marry that bitch in a second.
Yeah, you gotta wifey that thing up.
Yeah, Dirt Wolf basically killed Hop Devil for me, so Hop Devil went in the grave. And goddamn, if Golden Monkey isn't just the greatest one-night stand you've ever had.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and marry Golden Monkey. I want to keep that crazy train rolling.
He wants to get in public fights with his Golden Monkey. He wants to go out to dinner with Golden Monkey and get in a fight.
Dragging Golden Monkey on
very
wild.
classy.
He wants his Golden Monkey to flirt with the bartender while he's out with him. He wants his Golden Monkey to screw the waiter while he's waiting for the check.
Getting cuffed by Golden Monkey.
I love it.
I'm gonna fuck Dirt Wolf, and I agree. I think Dirt Wolf replaced Hop Devil for me, so we can lay it down.
What was the first when you guys first started drinking? Did you guys have Hop Devil or Dirt Wolf first?
Hop Devil.
Hop Devil, yeah.
Yeah, I think Hop Devil was the one. Like when we first started drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a few years on here, Richie, but that was like, yeah, I think we went over it the last time when we were here with Bill. Victory was like, that was like one of the OGs of like craft beer. Oh, this, you know, you got craft beer, you know, we're not drinking PBR like you plebeians.
Meanwhile, Greg's Golden Monkey is fucking her Pilates t-shirt.
Hey, it is what it is. Yeah, she needs her own free. Put a ring on it, but she's her own person.
She comes home every night.
There's no taming that stallion. Final thoughts on the Schwarz beer?
Schwarz?
Yeah, like I said, I think this is for me. It's a breakfast beer. It's so good. That like espresso and cream kind of taste to it. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the Good Limes was that was my favorite beer. This is one that I think I could drink. I don't know if I could drink it on the beach, but this is one that I could drink all year long. This is. It could be a lawnmower beer. It could be a Postman lawn.
Yeah. Once we wrap this bad boy up, I'm having a full pour of this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
I was kind of nervous to put out like a black beer in the middle of summer, but I think because we don't have any other black beers out right now besides Donnybrook, I think that because it's different, people are getting it.
Oh, definitely.
All right, so we're gonna move on to another beer because we have so many beers.
God damn it, we have another one.
We have so many more beers.
Hold on, I'm gonna call an Airbnb quick.
This was like
You can't call them. I have to download the app. Hold on.
This is
what I do when anyone comes to visit. All the leadership, all the sales people, I just overload them with all these beers.
This is like our first podcast with Richie when he sent us like 8 crowlers.
Let me tell you about that first podcast and how I couldn't find an Uber for 2.5 hours.
It's like I'm gonna Uber home. It'll be all right.
You know how many Ubers go out to suburban Pennsylvania at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night?
It was, and then it's Dan and I sitting out on my front porch, like he's waiting for his divorced dad to take him fishing.
He's showing up. Don't worry. He said he was gonna make it.
All right, so what are we drinking here?
So this is South Street Pale Ale. So it's a single hop Citra Pale Ale.
Delicious. Drinking as we speak.
Oh,
The servers like it a lot, and bartenders. All right, so nice basic tasting notes here. A single hop Citra Pale Ale with bright and refreshing flavors of honeysuckle, sweet fruit, and melon. So these single hop beers, I'm put out a single hop mosaic before. With the same base recipe. I use a lot of honey malt in it, so the honey comes across a lot. So this one mixed with the honey malt and the Citra comes across as like very honey, sweet, and then citrusy.
Yeah, this is
I love Citra.
when you said single hop Citra on the nose, this is like super melon.
Yeah, it is what I picture Citra. Every time I have it, I can smell Citra every time it's in a IPA. Like
I
it
can
always
just sit
has
here smelling this. Good God.
Yeah, the aromatics on this beer are fantastic.
Yeah, so you're gonna have some IPAs after this. So this is a pale ale, so like a little bit less bitter, and it just kind of like it's so sweet and like drinkable. It's like
This is something. It smells like something my wife sprays herself with from Bath and Body Works.
This is why I spray in the bathroom after.
All right, boys, Slancha. I screwed it up. There we go.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
I'm a huge fan of single hop pale ales and single hop Citras, but we have a ton of questions that have been coming through.
Citra, the king of all hops.
Yeah,
It really has become that. I mean, at
it
this
is.
point,
It's like most.
I feel like
IPAs are
Ryan
based
from
around
Warwick Farm hasn't chimed in yet. Like, I feel like he would have smelled us drinking this. Like, he's at home right now with his kid,
I was gonna say
and we're drinking it. He's like, someone else smell Citra?
it. Yeah.
he's having a hard time typing with one hand.
It's a tough night. He's got the door locked in his office. I'm busy. Tell me how it tastes, Tom.
I love, like Dan was mentioning, we fell in love with single hop IPAs. It's just such a. There's something about single hop that's just really.
It's like the same way that the Pilsner was, where it's just like a clean base, and then you kind of like explore like what the hop combinations are like. But this is like that for an IPA, which like truly, epitomizes like the fruity hops. So you kind of get to see what it is, just right in your face.
And it's a great thing to have for people who are a little not as educated about hops, that you get to experience the whole hop flavor with it.
And it's cool. You get to see the single hop is much different than the hop combinations. So like it might taste.
I'm a Simcoe host. Someone just said in the chat. I'm sorry.
That's old school.
Simcoe might be the next single hop.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're pandering to us right now.
That was like the first IPA, and it's well documented on the podcast. One of the first IPAs I really liked was Double Simcoe.
Yeah, Weyerbacher.
Yeah, Weyerbacher Double Simcoe. It just great bitter. It's just Simcoe is like, I feel like epitomizes like West Coast IPAs.
Yeah, I feel like it, and it's also a hop that like when used, like you can use it in the boil, get like a nice like hoppy bitterness, like that classic American IPA. You could do the dry hop too, and like get that get some of the tropical notes out of it as well. Like it's a hop that's very you can utilize it in different ways.
Yeah, I like Simcoe same way with Chinook, but I like to pair it with different things.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how it is like a single hop.
Definitely.
So we got a couple things coming in here. Dylan wants you to bring back what Juice Boost.
Juice Boost.
I love Juice Boost.
I think
I don't think
feel
I've
like
ever had it.
I feel like I had it and I didn't really care for it.
It was so the first time they brewed Juice Boost. It was our R&D brewer at the time, Brad. I'm not sure where he's at now. He's bounced around a couple places, but he brewed it and he brought it into the cellar office for me to try. And I looked at him and was like, "This is the best beer I've ever had." It was like fruity IPA, kind of like this, only higher ABV, and then they mixed it with I think like pineapple juice or something. And it was like almost like a Radler, but it was delicious.
And I can picture like the artwork on it. It was one of the ones that went into distribution, and
we definitely packaged it. I'm not sure.
I never had Juice Boost. I think when like the juice craze kind of started occurring, I think I kind of held like I went hyper local with it. But I think Cloudwalker was the first where I was like, Victory got the juice. They got the juice good now.
Yeah.
That was
Cloudwalker was one I remember. I was going to Longwood Gardens and we went to the Kennett Square, bringing it back full circle to Kennett Square. And it was one of those it was like one of the scratch series originally, like it was a chalkboard series.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, Victory's doing a New England style. All right, let's give it a try.
Yeah, that was the first like true New England style, hazy IPA that they tried to do. Before that, it was Mighty Things, but Mighty Things like really didn't have any haze to it, and that's the first hazy IPA that they really jumped into. And still, it's like our top seller here every week.
Can we talk about how great it is out here?
Yeah,
it's the perfect time.
The weather is perfect right now.
We just got hit with that breeze, and I was like, yeah. After a week of like dangerous heat.
Yeah. I just had that breeze come up under like the under boob sweat that I got going on right here under this, and it was just like
it's been a week of like days where we have chickens at our house, and we went outside the one day and they were all just like laying down and my wife was like, they're dead. They died in the heat before. And she walked out and they just like all like looked up and they all have their mouth. It's just, I was like, yeah, no, I feel you guys. It's hot as shit out here. We shouldn't be doing this to you, but you're not coming in the house.
Probably smelled so bad.
Oh,
hot chicken shit.
Jesus.
Oh man. We definitely had some other
classy or trashy.
I mean, yeah. Do you want to go back to classy or trashy?
I think we should go back.
We got a lot of questions here, but we can definitely go back to classy or trashy. We had some really good ones.
So yeah, I feel like we had a good roll of classy or trashy drinking when we were eating before this.
Oh yeah, we totally did.
And now I can remember none of them.
Zero. This is why I said we have to table it, but like we started talking about it before the podcast.
You had the beer bong.
Oh yeah.
So beer bong.
So I said, I mean, that's the classic like trashy like baseline.
Have you ever done the Octobong?
Octobong.
Yeah,
from Spencer's.
The Octobong, no. But I mean,
that was a frat formal staple right there.
I'd say right now, like raise a glass if you've ever drank out of a beer bong. I mean, has everybody done it?
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
I was gonna say I think the beer bong is classy. The Octobong is trashy.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point. You're like,
have you ever I'll take it a step further. Have you ever made your own beer bong?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just go to Lowe's, get a funnel, and some
I feel like that's
PVC
more of
pipe.
a pinnacle of trash versus like going to like that Wildwood Beach store or like going to like Spencer's and buying it. Like if you actually fashioned your own, and I actually had a plumbing
Yeah.
fitting on the end,
I
like
honestly-
a valve.
I would say that's
I had a valve to turn on to hit your beer bong.
I would say that's tenfold classier
I would
than
say
going to Spencer's,
Yep.
where you would buy a beer bong and a glow in the dark velvet poster.
Why? Because you do arts and crafts before you get wasted?
oh, you mean the blue light like
Yeah.
mushroom posters that you would get all the time. No, I feel like making your own is like pinnacle of trash. You're like, I could do that better.
Nah, I mean, you got the whole DIY culture nowadays, and what you're putting up like farm doors in your house.
Yeah, my
And
Pinterest
all
is
that.
actually just filled with beer bongs.
Yeah, we were
That's classy.
I have the most steampunk beer bong ever.
Dan and I were Chip and Joanna before they even existed.
Yeah. We were the Chip and Joanna of beer bongs.
Yeah, we made remember we did the washers, and I mean we were crafty drink. We found
Oh,
out
yeah.
crafty ways to drink.
Yeah, I would say basically that is a trashy that you grow away from. But I believe I would put any type of beer bong in trashy. I would say that is trashy drinker. That is a hash mark on that.
Which class here? A shotgun or a beer bong?
Ooh, shotgun, I would say.
Beer bong.
Is classier?
I think so.
I think a shotgun is.
I would
I
say
think-
shotgun is classier.
Now it has me thinking. Is
Zero accessories are needed for a shotgun. You just do it.
but I feel like there's something classy about like taking out like the beer bottle. You're taking it out of the closet, and you know you're doing it in a
How
less
well did you
messy
wash
way.
your homemade beer bong after you
Not
used
well.
it?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
All right.
Not as well
Probably
as the tap
gross.
lines here at Victory Tap House in Philadelphia. There is
Pristine, so clean.
Yes, Mike.
You want to jump on here?
What?
Me too.
I don't know. Do you
What's
guys
happening right now?
Yes, Mike. I think that's great.
I know. I feel like we're filled up.
Yeah, we got 4 mics. We're good. Thank
Go,
you.
man,
though.
but thanks.
Yeah.
You got something you want to say?
All right.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Classy.
wait,
Actually, no, wait. While he's here,
All right.
classy or trashy drinker? Have you ever did a body shot off of somebody?
Was it
you
a
do
male
one
or
off of
female?
It doesn't matter about that. Have you ever had a body shot taken off you?
No, my belly button smells weird.
See, I said this earlier too. I'm in the same boat, but I feel like if you've done a body shot off of somebody, that's trashy.
It's
drinking,
trashy.
right? Trashy.
Yeah, it's definitely trashy to do a body shot.
Yeah,
with
it's
somebody.
disgusting.
I've never done it, but I've seen people do it. Have you ever done it, Rick?
I mean, I've done it. Definitely not proud of it.
Okay, so you've done it. Tom, have you done a shot off somebody?
I'm not. I'm
All
not.
right. Greg, have you done a body shot off of somebody?
I have not. No.
All right, Richie, you have more hash marks than all of us right now.
Oh, Richie.
I'm winning.
I'm
All right.
not proud that I haven't though. Give him the option, boys. After the
You're out
podcast
there.
is done.
Hey, just give it a couple of you're out there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Give it some time.
I'll get there. Yeah, yeah. I got years ahead of me. Hopefully, maybe.
Me too.
Your hair says otherwise.
Well, yeah. My hair, my back, my heart,
He's got a few years before
But
he
not
goes
your
from
belly
white
button.
my liver, belly button, not stinky. I'm fine.
That's personal.
Hey,
Hey, we're all sharing here.
I love the viper pits.
Thanks, man.
The Viper pits. Yeah,
Fucking,
yeah. You got it, man. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, dude. Have a good night,
Love
man.
you too, man. Give me a call later. All right. So,
Making fans
I
left and
love the
right.
crowd participation here.
all right. I'll bring one up here that we talked about. Jungle Juice.
Oh yeah, Jungle Juice. That was it. Jungle Juice is like, I would say that's the Mount Everest of trashy drinkers right there.
So what would you, if you're making jungle? First of all, if you're making Jungle Juice, kind of trashy. But if you're making jungle juice, what's your preferred vessel for mixing the jungle juice?
Stinky belly button.
Specifically, that guy's.
I have a stinky belly button. Holy shit!
And it's got to be the orange igloo container from Lowe's, right?
I was trying to get a look at the pin. It looked like he was in a Secret Service suit for a second. I was like, whose senator is it low by now? This poor guy's drinking here. There's a state senator without his detail right now.
Yeah, I feel like the old standby is like the igloo cooler. I know we've used like the sideline Gatorade cooler before, but people have used like pools, like blow up inflatable pools. I've seen like trash cans, obviously like brand new. You bought it straight from.
Who's drinking
Lowe's.
55 gallons of jungle juice?
You know, that's
A good party.
That's a good question.
That's a solid party.
So
That's called a riot.
I feel like at our young impressionable ages, we all kind of dipped into jungle juice one time or the other. I think the real trashy question is, at what age, how late did you go with jungle juice before you stopped? Really classifies how trashy you really are.
Like 19.
Yeah, that was like
I don't think I ever had jungle juice like past 21. Past 20 at that.
Yeah.
As soon as I moved off campus. Like that was-
I mean,
Jungle juice is the potluck of communal boozing.
What a perfect analogy.
That sounds kind of classy.
Dan from the chat has been on fire.
Now it sounds kind of classy.
Dan from Stabby Stabby Podcast is killing it in our chat right now.
yeah, he's the funny one on the show.
Maybe we should make a jungle juice of beer.
I love that. That's called a cement mixer.
I feel like that is a
It's like
Yeah, I thought that was like a Jersey Turnpike.
yeah. So it curdles in your stomach. Yeah. Yeah.
ugh.
Oh. Yeah, that's more. I would say closely resembles a Jersey Turnpike. Then
Yeah.
just mixing all the beers together.
I would say how late you went with jungle juice.
Are you guys ready for another beer?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think I stopped drinking jungle juice when I just graduated from college. I was just done. I don't think I've even had like Everclear since then.
Do you want to do final thoughts on that beer? I think we all unanimously just love Citra. So.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to go wrong with a Citra beer. That I could live in the aroma on the nose.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that melon,
Aromatics on the beer definitely add to it.
It was spectacular.
Just that honey in it, amazing.
I feel like we're in
So
a
there's not
power
actually
hour
honey,
right
it's
now.
Well, yeah,
malt.
but yeah.
With the amount of partial pours we're having, it's like a power hour right now.
Oh man, I love power hours. that's my favorite drink.
Wait.
Classy or trashy?
Classy or trashy?
Classy as hell.
Tom, I believe you are the peak trashy of the power hours. Tom, how many power hours CDs did you have?
DVDs.
Nope. You had CDs and DVDs, right?
No,
Not
just
only-
DVDs.
Just DVD. Okay, so you had DVDs of power hours that you made. How many?
4.
4 power hour DVDs.
So what did that involve? Did you like
This was all right. So
videos?
this was mid 2000s. So this was pre like internet being a real big thing. Like not an internet being a real big thing, but like I would rip stuff from YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to like find a different program to rip videos from YouTube, put them all into like Final Cut. I had a countdown. I had things to tell you to drink, and I burn it all onto a DVD. And I had to buy an external DVD burner.
We did that in college too. My favorite thing was you remember Winamp. I think everybody used Winamp back then. I had a plug-in for Winamp, which would switch the song every minute, so you didn't have to keep track of time. Just when the song changed, you just drank.
This was all video. The first one was like a metal one that everyone at our like party house was,
Yeah, it was
which
a
was
very heavy
Dan's,
metal one.
which was the house that Dan lived at.
Yeah, it was a heavy metal house. It was a lot of heavy metal ones. But let's cheer this beer.
Yeah.
We'll get into something. What are we drinking here, guys?
Yeah, what
So
are we?
this is James Madison Petite IPA. So I've been making some IPAs, naming them after founding fathers. So James Madison, one of our best presidents, was vertically challenged.
What do you? I was
That's the
gonna
only
say,
thing that makes them the best.
Richie, I feel you, right? Yeah,
I mean, yes,
you and
yes.
me.
You and me both. So this is a 5.9% IPA, hopped like an IPA. So let me go to the tasting notes, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it. So we, the people of the United States, in order to drink more delicious beer, traveled to the Victory Philadelphia Taproom. James Madison showed the world that lack of size does not constitute lack of character. A small-bodied IPA, aggressively dry hopped with Cashmere, Citra, Brew One, and Galaxy.
I feel like I should have taken off my hat during that proclamation. I just wanted to be like,
We used to have that sound drop when I was running for president.
yeah, it was great. And
So we had talked about this a little bit before we got on here. I kind of see IPAs moving in a direction where we're moving away from these like super full-bodied, super sweet IPAs. So this is kind of a push in that direction. And the next beer we're going to have is like really a push in that direction where it's more thinner-bodied,
drier
crisper,
finish.
drier, more hop forward. So it still has that fruity character. We're not going back to the old days where it's just like, how bitter can we make this beer? It's a more balanced beer. So there is a certain bitterness. So that last beer we had, the South Street Pale Ale, no bitterness at all. This beer, there's definitely bitterness to it. But I think that this is what people are looking for.
And a James Madison beer. We're at 1776 Benjamin Franklin Parkway. So
It's very
Pretty awesome.
patriotic.
It all just goes, goddamn, brings a tear to my eye.
I know. It's just America. There's bald eagles flying over us right now.
All right, let's get into this thing.
I've already got into
The
it.
aromatics are fantastic.
Yeah, again, just
So it doesn't taste like, grapefruity like a West Coast IPA. It still has that, New England like fruity, juicy character, but then there is that hop bitterness to it.
Yeah. It has that bitter backbone, as we like to talk
But
about.
I wouldn't classify it as bitter. It's like balance. Like this is an
Balance.
IPA.
I
It
would
should
call it
have
balanced,
it
yeah.
should have that bitterness to balance out that sweetness.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. That is one of my favorite factors. If I get a hazy and they balance the bitter and the juice together, that's like they hit the mark right there for me. As an old school IPA drinker.
So I'd like to know what, Greg, you're a you like a sweet, juicy boy.
You're a sweet, juicy, hazy boy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this guy?
I like it a lot. It's not like there's the sweetness isn't there that I love, but this is what an IPA should taste like. It's really solid. It's and I like that it's 5.9%. Like IPAs don't need to be these like 8%ers that you can only have like two, or you should only have like 2 or 3 of.
Don't worry, the next one's 7.8.
All right, cool. Well, no, it's really good. I like it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's I love the melon characteristic in it. The like we mentioned the hop backbone, that like bitter, little bit of bitter on the back. And like you said, I mean I love a low ABV. I like, oh yeah, this tastes good. I want to drink more of this, but I hated those, 8, 9. How high can we get the ABV on this IPA? That sucked because it's like you find one that you really like and you want to drink another one, but you don't want to feel like shit in the morning.
For sure.
I appreciate the low ABV.
Yep. Hold on. Let me pull my James Madison microphone closer to me. That's aiming down. Yeah, I love the balance of the bitter and the fruit in this. Like there's a nice citrus, like a little bit of citrus, but I almost feel like the bitterness kind of goes with the citrus a little bit in this. So it's not quite grapefruit. I would call it almost like a tangerine kind of like aspect to citrus and the bitterness.
For sure. And I think that putting that cashmere in there, cashmere is definitely not grapefruity. I think that kind of breaks through that a little bit.
Yeah, a little sweeter.
Yep, I really like it.
I love it. And we have one more.
We have 2 more.
Oh, damn.
How much more time do we have left? All right, so we
We
got
can
15.
speed drink them.
We got like 15 minutes left. All right,
Speed round.
yeah, we're gonna go speed round. So yeah, I really like this. Man, I just can't get over like the one day that like the weather breaks, the heat breaks. It's like so nice out here.
It's so nice.
I thought we'd be
yeah.
out here sweating on each other.
Mhm.
I know. I was sweating a little bit in the beginning, but like it's so nice now. I'm like more so sweating because my computer always defaults to being muted because of our podcast. I was like, why can't we hear ourselves? Oh yeah, because I'm always muted.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I'm defaulted to being muted all the time.
It's how we better the podcast.
Yep. Slightly lower volume, Dan. Squeak.
All right. Did we have any more? Did we have another classy or trashy?
I feel like we hit all of the classy or trashy that we talked about for this. Let's see. I feel like if we're gonna hit our second to last beer here.
Second to last beer.
Second to
yeah.
last.
Actually, you know what? We should talk about our guest here.
Yeah, we can do that. So
Not Richie. We've talked enough about Richie. Let's not inflate his ego anymore. Let's talk about this guy.
We've had what 4 episodes of inflating Richie's ego?
I know, right?
5? I don't know.
Inflating Richie's ego, inflating my liver at the same time.
So Greg is we've talked about it for a couple weeks. Greg is a supporter of the podcast.
Yeah, if you've listened to the podcast, we always hint that we have one donor who constantly contributes to the podcast. And you know what? We thought, hey, we're going to bring him on here to drink beer with us. We're going to bring him on the journey. And
give him the VIP treatment.
VIP treatment. And, I mean, if you donate to the podcast, you too could potentially be on a live episode. Come drink with us, hang out, tour a brewery. You know, that's what we're looking to do with this podcast. And it just so happens that our guest acts as his own podcast. So you have the Stabby Stabby Podcast, correct?
Yeah, I'm one of the hosts of Stabby Stabby. We talk about horror, exploitation, thriller, just weird, obscure movies through all of time.
And your co-host has been the star of our group chat here.
Yeah, Dan's been rocking that chat with the questions. We put out new episodes on Mondays, and we announce on Instagram at Stabby Pod what movie we're going to be watching next, so you can find it and watch it beforehand. If you want to, if you like bad movies that are great, go ahead and give us a listen on Stabby Stabby.
I'll be coming back next month to make some more dick and fart jokes.
Yeah,
So-
Dan's going to come back. But we're doing we're announcing it tomorrow, but August is going to be Aquatic August, or what are we calling it? August Underwater, I think.
Yeah, what do we call it? We call it like nautical horror.
Yeah,
So
it's
we
all going
talked
to be.
about it at the bar. We're like, yeah, remember all those awesome movies that came out in the 80s? Like The Abyss,
Yeah,
Leviathan, Deep Star 6,
yeah.
all those great movies.
The first movie we're going to announce it tomorrow. But so if you're listening, you find out now. But we're going to be covering a Jaws porno parody next week. So
All right, are we ready for the next beer?
What's the Jaws parody called?
it's called Gums.
All right.
And it's very good.
Well,
All right,
so-
next beer.
next beer. Now we're into the next beer.
All right, speaking of fish, we got Fishtown Double IPA.
What a
Perfect.
segue.
Perfect segue, Richie. You were made for this show.
So we'll go through the tasting notes. So I brought this beer across today. It's going to come out tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday. So flavor, pizzazz, and a whole lot of alcohol. It's why we all love Fishtown and why you really love Fishtown Double IPA. A hybrid between a West Coast IPA and a hazy tropical double IPA. This beer is hopped with Citra, Cashmere, and Vic's Secret and Centennial. Notes of mango, coconut, sweet cream with a dry body and a notable bitterness. So this is the same thing that we talked about with the last beer. This is just more of that.
Nice. Let's do it.
Sasha, boys.
I was like, Fishtown IPA. Nothing says Fishtown like getting off of Aramingo Avenue exit and seeing somebody passed out on that corner. Standing up.
Hey, that's my neighbor.
The old Aramingo Avenue special.
Yeah, sometimes that's Richie. You never know. This is I feel like this is a lot more like bitter forward.
Definitely. So I took both the double IPA ABV and hop wise. So it's like way more bitter, way more alcohol.
What's the ABV on this?
7.8.
Oh, okay. So you're just tickling double IPA territory.
Just
Yeah.
tickling.
Just
Yeah,
tickling,
and-
just the tip.
But part of that is, double IPA, like, there's a gray line there. And like this has way more bitterness than people would expect for an IPA, especially now in
Yeah.
like this day and age. So like calling it a double IPA, like I feel like I have to do that with the bitterness also, not just the alcohol.
Right.
Just with current trends with craft beer stuff, like that bitterness almost translates to people being like, "Ooh, is this a double?" Or like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of frame it like before they drink it.
Like that boozy bite.
Yeah, there's a booziness factor with it, like a little bit slightly.
So some of
like,
that
higher.
booziness, I think, is not so much booziness. Like sometimes when you have cashmere, it comes across kind of the same way Sabro hops do, where it has this like, it sounds gross, but like a suntan lotion flavor.
Yeah,
Or
I was about to say.
when I say coconut, I mean suntan lotion.
Yes.
Suntan lotion sounds
It's
disgusting.
a thin
very-
red line between
yeah.
like, are you gonna get coconut or are you gonna get like?
And it sounds
Copper tone.
gross, but like when you smell it, you're like, oh. And then you go back. Like, I kind of want to smell that again.
It reminds me of I mean, we're in Philly, but It's Always Sunny when they go down to Jersey Shore and they're drinking out of the suntan lotion
Yeah,
bottles.
yeah,
But like in a good way.
yeah. It's like I'm just like intrigued by it. It's like a scratch and sniff sticker. Like I need to like keep going back and smelling it.
Yeah, it definitely has that coconut, like tropical, almost like reminds me of the painkiller drink. You ever have a painkiller?
No.
So it's like a tropical drink. It's got a little pineapple, a little coconut in it, but it definitely has like a bitterness from like the spiced rum that's in a painkiller.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you definitely get that from these hops.
Like a cruise beer.
This is a cruise beer.
Yeah.
This is a bad decisions on a Carnival cruise beer.
Calling back to our last episode, cruises stink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it drinks lighter than a typical double IPA. Like if I'm thinking of that, like I think of like a booze heavy. I'm thinking like an 8 to 9% beer. This is definitely lighter, lighter bodied. The hops are definitely really shining through. It's super drinkable. I'm not a huge double IPA fan, but I mean, I would drink this.
I think that this is kind of the way IPAs are going, where it's like maybe the masses aren't there yet, but I think that like the people that are very into craft beer are like moving away from these, sweet, not bitter at all IPAs.
Juice bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think.
love those juice bombs though. They have a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I mean, like I get that, and it's something like Richie and I talked about before the podcast. Like, it is kind of getting away from that. We're getting more into like beer flavored beer. It's all getting back to less adjuncts, more flavor from like the malt and the hops. I think that hopefully we're going. I feel like everybody likes a lower ABV.
Yeah, I feel like that we talked about, I think last episode we talked about the trends, like going to that low ABV. I feel like a lot of people are going like low ABV, but also like low calorie. Like you guys, we talked about the low cal IPA you guys have too. I feel like the trend is more approachable, more crushable, like IPA variations and stuff like that.
And I think so. I know we talked about this last time. Like every beer I brew here is a different beer. So I brewed 30 beers this year, and like every single one has been a different recipe. So I call them like stepping stone beers, because it's like each beer is like a little bit different than the beer before this. So like the George Washington beer I put out, a lot of people liked it, and this was like a more dried out version of that, and a little bit more bitter version of that.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the wrong step, maybe it is the right step, but like I keep changing slightly more things about each beer and see what works.
So what do you feel like? You've been here just over a year?
So we opened in October.
Okay, so almost a year, just about a year.
Yeah, but I didn't start brewing until January.
Keep throwing wrenches in this.
I'm sorry.
So what do you feel like? What have you learned throughout this whole process?
As far as what people are drinking, or
Just everything, like you're brewing, what you like, because you're on your own. You're doing everything in the brew house. What are your takeaways of this first almost a year?
I mean, it's definitely been exciting. It's kind of like feels like I don't know, like I'm like putting out beer like every week to the customers, and like I feel like I'm in a point where like when I first started, I was trying to see what worked and like kind of how the system worked, and then what people were liking. But I feel like I'm at a point now where like I'm doing what I want. I have like 15 beers that I haven't brewed, yet. Like I have like so many ideas about like things I want to put out in front of the customers. Where like now I feel like I'm at a point where like I'm ahead of myself. Where like maybe people aren't ready for this bitter beer, but like
Like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. He's like, you're not ready for this yet, but your kids are gonna love
yeah,
it.
exactly. So I don't know. I feel like I'm in touch with the customers here. I'm in touch with the employees. So I'm kind of seeing like what's actually happening in the marketplace, what's happening, in Philadelphia specifically. And I feel like I'm kind of like just very in touch with like what's going on.
I agree. I mean, I feel like you have this eclectic menu of beers that you're brewing to kind of fall in touch with the trends in Philadelphia. I mean, with Philly just being so diverse, you've got down in we talked about Fishtown and Kensington. You've got Human Robot just doing lagers and doing them very well, and you are just pumping out lagers that are amazing over here as well. Like falling into those trends of like we can do lagers here as well. We can do that. Hey, we got the hazy IPAs that are approachable. Like that's the trend that keeps the lights on for a lot of breweries.
Yeah, I feel like I love having you guys here because one, you guys are fun to hang out with, and also it's like you guys are a platform where I can show people on a wider scale about like what I'm doing here, because I'm super excited about what I'm doing here. I drink beer all the time. I think what I'm doing is great, and I want to show everybody kind of what I'm doing. The same way that like an artist or a chef wants to show people like what they're doing, or a musician. It's like I feel like this is kind of like my platform, and I get to show people every day, what I'm putting out.
Oh, he makes us blush every time we come on here. Oh man.
All right, so let's get into this.
The last beer?
Yeah, last beer, and then we'll get final thoughts on this.
Final thoughts, and then let's wrap this up. Let's hang out.
Yeah, like I mentioned, double IPA, not my style, but I thought it was very good. I like the
booziness to it. Though,
yeah, there's a booziness to it. I like the little bit of bitterness there. Very reminiscent of that juicy IPA.
If that's the Sabro, then I'm gonna Ryan out hard on that because it. Yeah.
Chinos was up next.
What do we got going on here?
So this is kind of crazy.
Oh no.
So some people have done this up in Brooklyn, up in Florida. Nobody is doing this in Philadelphia.
Is this a Keenan and Kel beer?
Yes. I was very excited for this. We're gonna put it out probably next week or the week after. This is an orange soda sour. So this beer tastes exactly like orange soda.
Orange soda sour, you say?
Orange soda sour. So some people across the country have been doing it. They get a lot of hype, like online, but I haven't seen anybody in Philadelphia, outside of Philadelphia, doing this. This beer tastes exactly like an orange soda.
Is it true?
Is it true?
What?
Is it true?
I do. Ooh.
I might be.
I know Keenan and Kel are, but you guys are over my head in that reference.
We're old.
All right, boys, Slancha.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, guys. Orange soda.
I just smelled my mic.
That was probably a mistake.
I have to say, as a guy who has a couple late nights and sometimes maybe frequent the old McDonald's, Mickey D's. I am an orange soda person only when the sweet tea's out and they're like, I'm sorry, we're out of sweet tea. I'm like, all right, give me that high C, give me that orange soda.
That's not even the orange soda. That's the lava burst.
That's the orange drink or orange soda. Depends, depends on how I'm feeling. But this is crazy. So this is a kettle sour.
I think like there's stuff like I like to talk to you guys about. This beer is like so much different than any other beer. Like I don't want to go into anything about like how we're making this. I really like this beer. I think it's like pretty crazy. It does not taste like a beer.
I feel like we're gonna dog ear this one and just go heavy into this. Like, so you said you don't want to go too far into specifics on this because
I want to go into nothing, but like literally like
God damn. All right.
Does this not taste exactly like an orange soda?
Yeah, it tastes like Fanta.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm like, how did you do it?
We're not gonna do any of that, but like it's only been out. Like I know Evil Twin does it up in Brooklyn. There's some brewery down in Miami that does it. I forget who.
Trippin' Animals.
Jay Wakefield.
Probably one of those two.
Yeah.
And nobody else is doing it anywhere else. And I think I've like found a lane, and I think I don't know
All
how
right,
else to describe it. It
so
tastes like an
off
orange
the
soda.
podcast, we're going to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, actually, no, I'm not going to talk to you at all about it.
No, this is a.
But you have, even if you're not crushing those like every
Yes,
single night.
but
Greggy
this is
boy
fucking
enjoying it.
dope.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
great.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I feel like
I'm
this is like a good beer to have somewhere where people are like, well, I don't like beer. It's like, well, we have wine or cider.
Well, are you 5
or-
years old and like soda?
Yeah, you're gonna love it. Yeah, you can give your kids this.
Are you, do you have a He-Man collection at home and look like this? You're going to love it.
I may or may not have a vintage Castle Gray Skull, but whatever. No, this is
It's like so weird. It's like not so like I think it's cool. Like I'm putting out beers like the Schwarz beer and the dry hop Pilsner that are like a classic beer or a twist on a classic beer
Yeah.
that are like quality beers, and then this beer's just like out of left field, like Leroy Jenkins coming out of here just crushing it.
You just salt bait us. You're just like, dang.
God damn it, Leroy. This is when you were like describing this before the podcast, and I was like, yes, that sounds.
It's an
sounds
orange
great.
soda,
And now I'm like,
and this
I kind of want to like get you to sneak me like a crowler before we leave.
and this isn't even in the bright tank yet. This is still in the fermenter. So once I bring it across and I filter it and I carbonate to 3.0 volume, so it like actually has their carbonic acid in it that balances out the sweetness. It's gonna literally. I mean, it tastes like orange soda now, but like when I
Oh,
add
shit.
the carbonation, it's gonna be spot on with
Do we
with
have
a
to
nice
wait to-
creamy head on it.
Do we
Super
have to wait
perfect.
to post this then?
I mean, we're talking live on it.
I
right
know.
now.
I was like,
I'm
shit, I
already-
don't
I'm
want
already
to post
feeling
this. I don't want to post this and have you come back out and be like, yo,
No, I told you guys about because I wanted you guys to talk about it.
I'm
But
already feeling
take
like,
that down, man.
hey man, you got any more of that orange soda?
so we did the lime lager was our last beer release that we did. So we're gonna do one release every month. This is gonna be our release in August. So we'll be posting about it before it comes out.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is different. It's really like
What's the ABV on this?
4.2.
Oh, nice,
Nice.
crushable, yeah.
you throw a little scoop of ice cream in there. You got like an orange float.
Look at this guy
orange
adding
creamsicle,
lactose to your beers.
Orange
right?
creamsicle.
I get creamsicle like in the aftertaste of this. It's not like straight orange soda, at least for me. I get that creamsicle-y like popsicle
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah, it's not just citrus orange, like it has like that different flavor.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that candy or that like orange flavoring.
Yep.
That Sunny
That
D.
artificial.
Yeah, that purple stuff, water. Oh, sweet Sunny D.
That good stuff.
All right.
This is wild.
Yeah.
This is a wild beer to end on. I
What a-
feel like
yeah,
we
what a
have so
great-
much to unravel. And at the end, he's like, I don't want to talk about any of it. I was like, ah,
Yeah,
shit.
here's this beer. Guys, shut up about it. Just stop.
We're done. Okay.
Yeah, it's a perfect beer to get us at like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I did. So I listened to some podcasts, some other beer podcasts that they interviewed whoever.
How dare
listened.
you?
And I'm sorry, I cheated on you guys. So there's they interviewed whoever was in Florida that was making them, and like they asked him like it was the same thing, like Stonewall. Like
Oh, okay.
Nope.
So you're trying. All right.
I mean, I understand why he's saying it because like people aren't making it because like this is crazy shit, So
It is. This is very crazy.
And I get like the secrecy. Don't release it. Then you're just gonna have a bunch of replicas out there.
yeah, exactly. So
Jeep
It's
from
just-
Tired Hands is skulking around your dumpster right now.
He just poured
What you got in there?
he just poured a bunch of Fanta and vodka into the mash. He's like, I don't know.
Jeep
See
from
what
Tired
comes
Hands
out.
is skulking around the dumpster. What you got in here? You got any Fanta bags in here?
You got Tom Kehoe like looking through your window.
Do you guys remember that like Not Your Father's Root Beer? That was
yeah.
so this is like that, but
Better.
not
Because-
as fake.
Well, because
Right,
because
right.
they did an orange soda.
I
They
never
did
had
not-
that. I just had
they
the
did
root
it
beer.
not your
but-
I had the ginger ale. The ginger ale was pretty good. I never had the
The
orange
root
soda
beer
one.
sucked.
I had the Mountain Dew. It was pretty awesome.
The root beer is all right, but like I'm not trying to crush 12 root beers.
Yeah, but like this
I would
tastes-
crush that. This has
Yeah.
such a light body. Like this is super crushable.
Yeah, like,
I
there's
want more.
Little to no syrup like you would with a Not Your Father's. This is awesome.
You
I
know,
want
like some
more. I
some
need
beers
it
like
now.
they pair with like soft cheeses, fish, like lemon. This pairs with McDonald's.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
this pairs with a McChicken.
Yeah,
with Saturday morning cartoons.
This pairs with flaming hot Cheetos.
exactly.
This is pairing with my 10-piece chicken nug.
This pairs great with some Takis.
This is gonna pair with me and Greg's journey to McDonald's after this. Look at that smile. He knows he's in there.
This pairs well with a Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Oh man, this is
Classy.
a Happy Meal beer right here.
Classy.
Classy.
Classy drinkers right here.
I could easily see this being a very big.
I want
release
more.
event.
I want
Yeah,
more.
this
I
is
want
a
more
big
now.
thing right now.
I want more now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shake Richie down after the podcast. Like, you take me down there and you get me more.
I told like
He's gonna be behind us with piano wire. Can't talk about it anymore. What?
yeah, I told like our branding team and like the big Victory team that like I was gonna do this, and they're like, okay, like let's see, like you have to sell this, right?
Bill was like,
you sold it.
You know the Germans don't do this, right?
This is what is that? Reinheitsgebot? Yeah, this is Reinheitsgebot.
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, it's decoction mash.
He listens. He listens. Jeremy, don't listen to this episode.
Jeremy's punching the air right now. Why wasn't my back better?
I
Oh,
drink 10 of these over that Maybach.
Oh my god. Oh, all right. Let's wrap this.
Yeah,
thing
let's
up.
wrap this up. Everyone's clearing out. We're up against it, guys. So,
Yeah.
Richie, thank you so much for allowing us to do a live show here again. This is always so much fun. We always have a blast coming down to Victory.
Thank you for coming out. I love having you guys down here.
We appreciate you having us here. We're happy that you love having this platform because
I'm gonna need more than one soda beer.
yeah,
For real.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. And thank you, Greg, for coming down and hanging out with us for just for being a donor and
Yeah, give
donating.
us money and look what happens.
Yeah, give us money and come hang out with us and drink beer.
Yeah, it's like what Anchor.fm/support best
Yeah.
best boys.
Oh, yeah.
Check out the link in our bio and all of our social media,
My
guys.
favorite part.
Give me money. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
I mean, you have to play it when you're in
Yeah,
Philly.
I say that all the time now.
When you had to make an orange soda sour, give me money.
Yeah.
This is the soundbite you sent to Bill.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
making
a-
an orange soda sour. Please
He
listen to this.
he just
Give me
plays
money.
it. All right, yeah, let's wrap this up quick. Guys, come down to Victory Philly, 1776 Ben Franklin Parkway. It's the easiest address to remember. I don't remember anything, and I always remember this because like 1776 Ben Franklin Parkway.
I don't even know my best friend's phone number by heart, but you know what? Follow them on Instagram at Victory Taproom _PHL.
You got it.
There you go. Guys, follow Stabby Stabby Pod.
Stabby Pod.
Stabby Pod.
Stabby Pod. Follow Stabby Pod. Follow us, Best Friends Pod,
That's Best Friends. POD.
all major platforms. Yeah, I mean that's all we got.
So we got check the link in our bio on social media for the donation link. Also for all of our links to watch the recaps. If you're not if you're listening to us on audio, go check out the video links. They'll be on our all of our bios on social media.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, they're all there.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Give money to St. Jude's while I play golf. There's that.
He's got 4 rounds to do in a month.
Yeah,
I feel like he can do it.
I can do it. I think I can.
Yeah, I feel like you got that.
I got my wife to agree to it.
It's 4 rounds. It's 4 rounds
It's
a
for
month.
charity.
That's once a week, man. You got this.
Yeah, for charity.
It's once a week.
All right,
You got it.
everybody. Dan, you know how I feel about you.
I love you. Always have.
Yeah, it really hits harder through this PA system.
It does. You just told all of Philadelphia that you love me.
I'll scream it from the rooftops. I'll scream it from the PSFS building.
It's just
PSFS building. All right, everybody. It's not goodbye forever. It's just
Goodbye for now. I'm not the type to say I told you so.
all right, everybody. This has been Best Westerns Podcast, episode 125. And just remember, Jeffrey Epstein didn't come up. That was the Cohen family. We out.
We out.
See you. You have to do it, Dan. You have to do it this time. You're in charge here.